Meanwhile, Declan Rice tweeted out, total embarrassment from whoever booed tonight. Harry Maguire has been incredible every single time he's put on the England shirt. Absolute nonsense now it's becoming. Back your own players, especially with a major tournament coming up. This is what Harry Maguire tweeted as well. Enjoyable week playing for my country. England flag. Heart emoji. So he didn't rise to the bait. We've discussed it before, Stevie. The fact that obviously Liverpool players would be booed when they played for Scotland. John Barnes, we were talking just before we came on air, was booed as well when he played for England.
Well, this is. Listen, there's an old saying, you know, if somebody tells you something or you keep hearing something long enough and hard enough, then you start believing it. And the press, England players have been lucky over the last, decade, because they've done well at big tournaments, that the press have actually been very nice to them. This is a complete and utter case of the press jumping on one guy. That's all it is.
We're part of it, to be fair. We jump on Harry Maguire. We talk about Harry Maguire. We criticise Harry Maguire.
When he's playing in games. But you've got a situation where, you know, in training, they're playing a game of keep ball that every single team does.
Yep.
And there's always carry-ons and there's this and that. And somehow it's turned again into, well, Harry Maguire's rubbish. He doesn't know the rules. He can't even play kickball. This is the press. There's no question about it. And the morons that boo, I mean, seriously, they've got to have a look at themselves. I don't even understand it, to be honest. Why would you go and pay money to support your country and boo somebody because the press have been criticising them every single opportunity they could?
Mario, am I right in thinking when you played for Birmingham and you had that relegation scrap, you were booed by your home fans?
Yes. And it was one of the saddest moments in your football career. You know, Steve highlighted it. If you're going to pay money just to come and boo me, I had a moment when, you know, you walk on the field and everybody cheers for you, you know, and they're super happy about it. Then I remember slipping and I made a mistake and we lost the game. I think it was against Spurs. Every ball I touched it then, it was literally, it happened in half a year. And then every ball I would touch, they start booing me. And just that feeling, it's similar to like you go into work and 10 people love you, and then half a year later, all those 10 people are against you. But then put it in a football stadium and put that 10 into a 20,000 or 30,000. Imagine how you would feel. And I felt, honestly, it was one of the lowest moments in my football career. So I know how Harry feels. You know, the thing what Harry is going through is the price tag. It's just keep hunting him. And coming in from a team and going into such a big club, you're going to get that. I'm not highlighting in the sense of saying like that we could not judge him in the sense of his performance. But for England, he's doing the job that they expect him to do. Then I don't understand why they're bringing so much history to the kid, because booing is not making him a better player.
What about the argument, Ali? It's just part of the course, you know? He pays a millionaire. He gets to play football. Go out there and prove them wrong.
All right. What I would say to those fans is, what does it achieve? Right? Because Harry Maguire is going to be the centre back for England come the World Cup. And if you're an English fan, right, you want him to do well. You want England to do well. And if England is going to do well, Harry Maguire is going to have to be playing at a high level. Do you think booing this player does anything for the confidence of the player? He's going through a tough time at the club level with Manchester United, and now you think, I'll tell you what's a good idea. So he's down, let's kick him while he's down, because this is really going to lift him up, right? It's nonsense. The logical thing to do would be to actually go all the way around and go in the opposite direction and actually lift the player, and every time he gets a ball, clap for the guy. Right? Get his spirits up, because you need him at his highest level, at his best level. But that's never going to happen, because that would take reasonable people, and some of these people are simply not reasonable and not thinking logically when it matters most. And when it matters most is Harry Maguire playing well for England at the World Cup, and you need him to be confident in order for him to do that.
They're cowards. And you wouldn't find one of them standing up and saying they were one of the people that booed. I played with a guy who went to somebody's house because he would come. At Ayr United, we used to get 1,000 every game. Now, that means that you can hear things.
Right.
That you can spot people. And I played with a guy called Jimmy Sherry, who was getting it week after week from this guy. And he found out he was a season ticket holder. He found out where he worked, and he went to his work.
Fantastic.
And walked in the door and said to him, you say one more word when on a Saturday, and I'm going to come here every day of the week and give you stick at your work, because that's my work.
Wow.
And the guy's like, it was only a bit of fun. I went, yeah. And that stopped it.
Wow.
Yeah, that stopped it.
But to your point, Stevie, if these people come across Harry Maguire down the street, they want a picture.
Aye.
They want a selfie. They want an autograph. Oh, Harry, you're great, you're fantastic, you're this, you're that. And then you turn around and just let yourself be sort of pushed around by everybody else that is booing. And say, oh, they're booing Harry Maguire. Let's get on that, because that's a popular thing to do. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
It is so dumb on so many levels.
How should he approach it? How do you get over it, Mario?
I think, as a player, when people are booing at you, you don't want to respond while you're playing, because I don't want him to do that, because that will get him out of his game. But definitely, for the players to stand up for him, that was one of the greatest things, because that shows you exactly what kind of team they are. And because fighting against your fans is not the one that you're going to move forward. But what Ali and Steve said, I 100% agree with that. Sometimes you have to ask yourself that question. You are a human being, and playing the sport that you like, that doesn't mean that we are stepping away from being a human. And we have emotions too. So sometimes we might be stepping out of the way, because if you're booing me, and just like Ellie, some are just following. You follow. So you see someone and you follow, and you jump on the bandwagon and you just keep on carrying on. And that's not the way to move forward, because in your own life, would you want to be a follower or you want to be a leader? So lead. Don't jump on because the one in front of you is booing. Don't do that. Do it for a reason. If you have no reason, just be quiet and watch the game.
A lot of speculation, of course, as to who will be coaching Harry Maguire next season. Rangnick will be out the door in the summer. A lot of speculation there could be Ten Hag coming in. This is what Louis van Gaal had to say about that possibility. He said he should choose a...
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.